Hey, hi, and hello. I'm back. Hi, everyone. We are so super excited about what today is. And I have a little speech I prepared for you, and I'm going to read it. So stay with me. HEAV has a threefold cord that we cannot easily break. And the first cord being that we have the Father, His Son, and the Spirit. So that's a threefold cord in and of itself, and that is our first cord. The second is that we serve a mission with three focal points, and that is to equip parents, encourage families, and protect homeschool freedom. And we do this in three capacities. The first is legislative. We watch out for the bills that are coming through in our government that may encroach upon the second cord, in which we want to ensure that anything that's coming through, we are watchful, that we are ready to deploy whatever tools and resources are necessary to stand in the Capitol and fight it. And you'll probably heard those already from Callie earlier. And you can rewatch that again so that if you're new to us, to HEAV, to HEAV, Home Educators Association of Virginia, then you can hear those points again and understand what it is that we do and the mission that we support and are 100% emphatic about. And then that third leg of what we do. Oh no, I skipped the second one. The second one is the district watch. So first is legislative, that's watching out for bills, fighting on the government front. Two is district watching, which we support our school districts in making sure that the superintendents of those districts and whoever is administering the law, making sure they're taking your NOI, your notice of intent for homeschooling, those kinds of things that the law is adhered to, and on both sides, that we comply with what is our part and that they do what is their part and not requiring any more information than is lawful. And then that third leg is the leg I get to be a part of, and that is the branch of I call it the fun. We are the helps and hands-on activities, all the things that we support you doing. You can go to HEAV's website, get the list of evaluators in your area. You can go through the HEAV website and look at all kinds of homeschool field trips and homeschool days of the month and where you can get discounts and coupons. And then the biggest one, of course, is convention. I know, I wish I had some kind of fireworks sound like it make psh, psh, noises. Convention, yes, I am Catrina and I get to serve as your HEAV convention director. And this year, 2026, our 43rd year is set to be a fantastic year with some dynamic speakers and activities and new things that I cannot wait to tell you about. Now, I know there's this, desire to want to hear what's going on. You're looking for me to drop nuggets of things and names and all that kind of stuff. And I may do that, but I don't want to take the focus away from what is the big deal about today. And that is, it's Giving Tuesday. Yes, Giving Tuesday. If you're not aware already, you should be, because you've probably seen it with other things. But the most important thing about Giving Tuesday, it's like Thanksgiving. We set aside a day, because you can give anytime, you can eat turkey anytime, right? But we set aside a day where we can meet the goals of those organizations that are championing all the things, specifically nonprofits, to help support your family. And specifically, HEAV is here to help support your family in your homeschooling journeys, your homeschooling chosen path, whatever that looks like. If you're Charlotte Mason, if you're classical, if you're traditional, if you're co-oping, if you're microschooling, whatever you're doing, that is your homeschool program, we are here to support you 24/7, 365. And that work goes on whether when you're asleep, we're reading legislation, we're getting ready to defend that freedom at every turn. And so when you set aside today's donation, when you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give, what you're doing is not just supporting some random organization, right? That you can't touch and feel, that you don't actually see the work that gets done. You can see what we do. You can see and tangibly hold and feel what we do, because has your family ever experienced in a moment where the district did overreach, where they required something of you that they shouldn't have, where someone showed up at your home unannounced, uninvited, requesting information about your children? Have you ever experienced where the law was not applied appropriately and you had to deal with CPS? Or, I mean, there are some stories out there, you guys, of things that have happened in districts and counties here in Virginia. And what HEAV is doing when those things are happening, you call us. Of those 96,000 calls, I think is the number, or maybe bigger than that by now, that I remember quoting from earlier talking about Tuesdays for convention. Those calls come in and we act. We act on every single one of them, either by contacting you just to tell you what you can do to support and advocate for yourself. We are contacting whatever district that is that was in that overreach and breach of trust with your children, and we reach out to them and we file reports, and we work with other organizations that provide greater and further advocacy where we don't have legal grounds, but we are the supporting organization that makes sure that your questions get answered, that whatever you have dealt with, and maybe it wasn't you, it may have been your neighbor, it may have been in another county or another district, but when homeschooling freedoms are encroached upon by anyone, they are affecting all of us. When a bill comes out that says that religious exemptions will no longer be supported and that you'll have to do whatever that they come up with, we don't know, but I can guarantee you this, there's more coming. SB 1031 last year was the big thing, but this year it's even more dire. It is a more contentious bill that is going to be presented. And that fight is not just for someone else to do. There's a favorite thing that Ann Miller, our executive director, says that somebody could do it, anybody could do it, but everybody could have done it, but nobody did it. I can't remember exactly the order and how that goes, but we're not relying on just somebody or the anybody or the everybody. We're putting a name to it. I am Catrina. I support HEAV. I am and not because I'm the convention director, but because I am a homeschooling mom of 3. I have an 11, 10, and 6-year-old who are looking to me to provide security for their education and anything that they may need in the process. And what I do in supporting HEAV is not just a convention. While that is the fun of it, while there is mentoring available, while there are speakers that you will hear from that will absolutely set your soul on fire. I know my first convention, I heard the story of the mom who had a son who struggled to read until 11, and then he just got it. That same son who in school, if he wasn't reading, probably would have labeled him with something. It may even have been accurate, but possibly have slipped him through the cracks because they don't give attention to students who have those needs, because how can they? You got one teacher in a room with 35 students, being able to give that student what he needed or what she may have needed. This is not impossible to do. But as mom, I get to focus on those 3. I get to focus in making sure that those 3 get everything that they need for being able to see. So we get glasses and fix the orthodontics and go get the braces. We're taking care of not just those physical aspects and then rolling them into a classroom with someone else to pour into them. We get to do it ourselves. And it's why we've chosen it. And I know I'm preaching to the choir to even say those things, but when you support us, when you set aside that amount that you're going to give, you're not just supporting a random family. It's my family. It's your own family as homeschoolers. It's your family, your neighbor who just moved in, who is coming from a PCS, is it PSC? The military family that just moved into your neighborhood and they're homeschooling because they're moving a lot, right? You're supporting them because they're now in a new state with new requirements and new things that they need to comply with for their homeschooling, because they may have come from a different state where the rules and parameters are different. But you're supporting the Virginia homeschooling families where they matriculate from, whether they are homegrown right here in the state. You're supporting the work of people whose names I can name, and Angela, Maureen, Laura. There are so many men and women who love not just this is something to do. This is they're not here for money. They love homeschooling. They love you as families and homeschooling members. And regardless of your affiliations, regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of how you homeschool, what religious exemption or not you may have, we bar none. We love homeschooling families, and we love the freedom to be able to continue to do so. And so with that, I ask you to go ahead, get out your checkbook, get out your wallet, go to the website. You can donate. Just click the button by card. And we have our double match going on right now. So until 12:30, right there on the screen, every donation that is given will be matched double. So if you give $100, someone else is going to match that $100, and it becomes a $200 gift. I don't know about you, but I like doubling my money. So I will be giving during this time to ensure that what I do give can be matched, because maybe it's $25 and that is matched to $50. So there is no amount that's too great or too small. The other thing that you can do to track our progress is the map. You can see the map light up for your areas to see where the giving is coming from. It's, hey, healthy competition is good motivation, right? Ask your kids, they can tell you. At least mine can't, because oh my goodness. So little competition, we can see which district is on the map. If your district is not on the map, then go and donate so that we can light the map up for your area to show that your area is supporting homeschooling freedom and defending those freedoms for all families in Virginia. And you can do that right now. So let's light that map up so that every Virginia county is represented. Every city hits that map so that we can all see that we are getting that support from everywhere. Because one of the good things about being able to see something like this, it's great to know where your help is coming from. Now, I could get real biblical right now and go on my help coming from the Lord, right? But your help is coming from his arms and legs, the extensions of that grace, through giving, through ensuring that whatever it is that is needed to help defend the right, okay, your God-given, born citizenship right to educate your children in the way that is conforming to what you believe are the values and institutions that you want to instill. And so that you don't have to de-indoctrinate your child through them coming home from public school programs that are giving them things and virtues and values that you don't hold, things that you don't support. And so you get to continue this for other families who are coming behind you. So if you've been homeschooling a while, you're doing it for the new families. You're doing it for the veteran families who've got 30 years under their belt and they're still going. You're doing it for those children that are coming. You're doing it for my children's children. When we support organizations like HEAV, all right, Pennsylvania, get on the map. Thank you. Louisa, you're lighting it up. I just saw we had a Sandra give, or Sandra. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it very much. Just a reminder, yes, Harry, thank you so much for your gift. We are doubling those donations right now, Tiffany. So you just got doubled for your donation, in that whatever it is that you gave is going to be matched with our previous donors who have already helped us out. And so let me pause and say thank you. Oh my goodness, did I say thank you? Always give thanks. Thank you to the generous sponsors that help host us and make sure that we continue this great work. Thank you for supporting those sponsors. Look at the website, check out who they are, support those businesses, support those organizations that are helping to defend the freedoms and to help provide you the resources and curriculums and all the guides and all the activities, hands-on things that you get to do and participate in, because they are helping to provide those things. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who has given so far. And maybe you gave already and you're like, you know what, I'll slide another $10 in there just so it can get double, and that helps us out even a little bit more. And again, when we're getting those donations, we're not looking at it in terms of, oh, give us money, because it's not going anywhere. You don't get transparency to see what is being done with it. You get to see it, and you see it already in action right now. To be here and support this moment on Giving Tuesday, you see it in action. Be able to go to the website and look at the extensive article selections and guidance that our publications team provides. Those ladies are amazing. And I mean, amazing. And that's no brown nosing. My nose is already brown. So that's just, they are an amazing team of people, and you're supporting what they do to keep providing you beautifully done programming and brochures and all that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure that we support every jot and tittle of what we're doing, just because all of those things do matter. It adds up. It adds up, right? Whenever your family are supporting, and it's the holidays, right? When you're saving aside the things to make sure that you take care of what needs to be taken care of. Hey, Stephanie, you are you're setting aside purposefully and intentionally to make sure that the needs of your family is met. And that is what we are doing today. We are intentionally and purposefully setting aside this day, this time, this moment to support something that we know is very hands-on, very tangible, something you can see, someone you know. I have a co-op with 47 families who know my name, who know and see the work that we support and do all year long. And so, you know me, you know those folks around you that you are co-oping with or homeschooling with, play grouping with, all of those things are being supported by the work that is done here at HEAV or HEAV, and it is probably most commonly said amongst us. And so also don't forget that not just you, go and call your friends, let your mama friends know, hey, don't forget today is Giving Tuesday. You can go on and click that button on the website and give, or you can mail it in. Thank you, David. Applause to all who are giving. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. And you can invite your friends, and maybe they're not here. Maybe you got a mama friend who's in Lorton. You got a mama friend who's in Alexandria. You got a mama friend who's, I don't know, what's on the map? I can't see the map from this screen, but I'm not sure what counties aren't lit up yet. But if you got friends and family over there, and you know what? Maybe your family isn't actually homeschooling. They may be public school students. That doesn't mean they can't give. That doesn't mean they don't support you. We do not assume that there's a discriminatory effect at all with our families who are non-homeschooling. There is actually a lot of support out there because they understand that what we do helps our students and helps our children who, not just who have neurodivergence, they can be neurotypical as well, but we are doing a great work. We are doing a great work for our families, and it's a choice that we get to make. And so we can support choices, whether or not they are choices that we would uphold or are ascribed to, but we can support our family. I have nieces who are in public school and they are doing great. They are thriving, and I support their activities and the sports and the academics that they are pursuing, and it is all well. So you may have family who will willingly support HEAV and would love to give to seeing that the freedom that everyone as an American citizen has to homeschool, home educate, supporting that by giving themselves. So ask them, because the worst I can tell you is no, or not today. So there's nothing wrong with asking. We know that you ask not, you don't receive, and because you don't ask. And another one tells us to ask and keep asking. And so maybe not the same person, but we keep asking others to help us in our support in the endeavor to continue supporting homeschool in the best way, which in this world is economics. We need cash money to make sure that the wheels keep turning and that the lights stay on, kind of thing, and make sure that we can continue supporting the great work that is needed to be done. And I don't want to sound, doomsayish with what's coming for legislation, but it's coming, and we want to be prepared, and we want to be there for your families so that when you see and hear the things that come across for whatever that legislation is going to look like, you know that we are ready, like sleeves rolling up. We're ready. We're ready to do whatever needs to be done. And by your support, we're able to make sure that it can get done and be done well, that we can stand in solidarity with the government affairs team, with our legislative persons who are on the grounds, boots on the ground is what I'm going to say, and making sure that whatever comes forward, we are ready to defend, ready to redline, and make sure that it doesn't pass into law, so that we do not end up in any situation. And if you can go and look at other states where some other bills have come forward and get an idea what that is going to look like. And by supporting HEAV right now, today, it's one of those things, don't put it off. Like, just, it's already set aside. You know, it is here. Go ahead and just take care of it. It's like, there was a trip or some field trip or something that got on the website, and we announced it at co-op, and I said, you know what, let me do it today, because if I don't, I'm probably going to forget. I'll get distracted. Something else is going to be going on, and I don't want to miss the opportunity. So I'm going to remind you of my few talking points, and I'm going to let you go. 1, threefold cord not easily broken. And there are lots of cords that are within the cords that are helping to support our organization, helping to support your families, helping to support homeschool freedom, that keeps us bound together and knit together in one heart and one accord. And by supporting HEAV today, you know that you can see where that support is going, that it will take effect and do what it is that you are sending it to do. It will not return void, just as the word does not return void. It will go forth to accomplish what you send it to do. And so I promise that there are going to be convention updates coming. We are still working very hard behind the scenes to secure all of those fantastic speakers, because you asked for them. You asked for some things in that survey I mentioned earlier, and we listened. We do. We read those surveys, every page, all 179 pages. I went through that report to pour in and see what it is that you're asking for, what it is that you're suggesting, so that we can give you what you're asking for. We won't be able to do it all at one time, but we can start with what you are already giving us that we know we can do. And so that's what Giving Tuesday is all about, and the support, and letting you know where you're getting supported and how we're going to do that. And so you'll hear from others today. You'll hear, and we've already heard from many others, but call your friends, call your homeschooling moms, call your public school friends, family, anyone that you think would support. Call them, let them know, hey, it's Giving Tuesday, and we'd love you to support our state organization. And especially because the state organizations are pivotal, critical support systems that are put in place to ensure that the laws in our state do not get stomped on by legislation or any other interference that is not lawful or legal or helpful. And so you are supporting that today. And we are so grateful for you. Thank you to all. Yes, Stephanie, we are really, pull the hair back. Yes, hair tie. We are ready to get this work done. And this Giving Tuesday today helps us to set the tone for the entirety of the next year. So 2026 can be our best year ever. 43, this is 43 years. I am 45. So for a lifetime of years, HEAV has been supporting and defending homeschool freedom, and we're not going to stop. We absolutely won't. We believe that we will get everything that we need, because we know that we have support from you, and not just from you, we are giving too. We have committed, because we're here to ensuring that this organization continues, that it continues strongly, a strong finish. And we just are so excited about what is going to happen, the opportunities that you're going to open up and afford by your giving. So keep them rolling. You got, it's 12:31. So the matching double match, I think, has come to a close. There may be an opportunity yet again, because someone could come back and say, hey, I'm going to match again, and we'll open it back up. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in right now. Y'all have a wonderfully blessed rest of your day, and Merry Christmas season.